We're gonna have to have less high up piles. Let's pull Goodreads up and let's chat. Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I am Ange. I love to read and now I make YouTube videos about it. Today we are going to be talking about all of the books that I read in August and all of the books that I want to read in September. Just starting off, in August, I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. You don't know this book. This book is about Harriet and Wynne. They have been the most perfect couple since they met in college, but now they're not together. They broke up 5 months ago, but they haven't told their best friends. They find themselves sharing a bedroom at the cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. And again, they haven't told any of their friends, so they have to pretend like they're in love because it's their last weekend there and they don't want to ruin anything for anybody. So I read this. If you didn't see my reading vlog, it went out at the end of August. I rated this book 3 stars. I didn't love it. I think I'm just not an Emily Henry girly. I just don't really love her books, but what I did love about this one is that it felt so real. Like, it's a very realistic book is like the best way that I can put it. So I just think that her writing just isn't for me. It was hard for me to pick it up. I was kind of just like bored a lot, but again, I rated it 3 stars. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just kind of there, if that's kind of like the best way that I can phrase it. Next, I read Every Last Secret by A.R. Torr. This was my book club read for August. This one is about Kat Winthrop, and she has a good home, social standing. She's like the it girl. They're rich. It's like a housewives like kind of thing. So a new couple moves next door. Nina works for Kat's husband. So William is married to Kat. William hires Nina for his company, and she's just like, she wants William. Now that's causing a problem for Kat. She don't like that. She don't trust her. And when her infatuation escalates into obsession, and it's just a matter of eliminating a few obstacles to get the life that she wants. And the life that she wants is Kat's life. She wants to be Kat. She wants to be high up there. She wants to be rich. She wants her house. To Nina, her husband isn't good enough for her. It's the whole thing, right? So, but for both women, the desire for a perfect life can turn perfectly dangerous. Now, I don't want to say too much about this just because this is my book club read, so a video will come out about mine and my friends' opinions very soon. But I did rate this one 4 stars. I loved it. Books like this just have me like literally in a chokehold. I can't get enough of it. I find them so interesting. I was like going through that book so fast and I just really loved it. After that book, I read Long Way Down by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is Daisy and Reich's book. Honestly, it feels like so long since I've read this book. I like can't even remember, just because all of the books kind of like mesh together for me. But I don't want to spoil things for people who haven't read the series yet. So again, this is just a continuation of Daisy and Reich. Obviously this is the last book, and then I have the epilogue novel that I'm going to be reading in September. That's over here somewhere. But I rated this one 5 stars. I absolutely love Daisy and Reich. It broke my heart. I was reading this book in one of the videos that was up in August, and I was literally crying while reading it because it just like it hurt my heart so bad. So I don't want to spoil anything, but if you did read that series, you know what I'm talking about when you get to this book when Reich is climbing with his friend, and oh my god, like my heart hurts so bad. I can't believe that the series is almost over. Again, epilogue novel in September, and then I want to read the Bad Reputation duet probably in October or something like that, but then I have the whole Like Us series, which I do plan on reading. So again, this one was 5 stars, the continuation of Daisy and Reich. I can't believe that it's almost over. I'm in love with these characters. I love this world. I wish I was a Callaway. Really bad. Next, I read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, and if you did watch any of my videos in August, I absolutely ate this book up. I finished it very fast. This is about Piper Bellinger. She is a wild child in, I'm pretty sure it's Los Angeles. When she has like this big party and it goes out of control, her stepfather is like, that's it, you're done, you're cut off. You're going to Westport, you're going to Washington. So when she goes to Washington, her sister Hannah also goes with her, even though Hannah wasn't the one in trouble, but love Hannah. So Hannah goes with her, and they're going to restore their father's bar in Westport, Washington. There they kind of, his stepfather is sending Piper there to kind of like learn a lesson and learn the value of like money and like you're kind of like, she's like spoiled, like he sends her there. So there she falls in love with Brandon, and he is a bearded sea captain, and he's like, why am I attracted to you? I don't even really like you that much, like you're annoying. But then he's like, oh no, I like her. It's a very small town, so like everybody knows everything about each other. Piper's just like wild, right? And Brendan sticks to his routine. You find out things about him and why he's wearing a wedding ring, and oh my god, I am so bad at explaining books without completely spoiling everything about it. But anyway, I rated this book 4 stars. I absolutely loved it. And then I also read Hook, Line, and Sinker, which I'll get to. So this is really, really good. I'm happy that I read that one this month. Then I read Hot and Bothered by Elle Kennedy. It was the first 3 novellas in the Out of Uniform series. I rated this one 3 stars. Again, I read this in a video about how much I read during a week. I didn't love it. Obviously they're novellas. I know that they're short, but I thought that they were going to be less of like that and more of like an actual story, kind of just prepping for the novels that are to come. I didn't love it. I had the physical book. I had the physical book, but I did read it on Kindle because all of the Out of Uniform series was on Kindle Unlimited, so I downloaded all of them so that I can read them and kind of get them out of the way. I didn't love it. Again, 3 stars. I thought that it was going to be more, but this one did include Heat of the Moment, Heat of Passion, Heat of Storm, and this is all about Navy SEALs. So I think that this came out a very, very long time ago, right? Book details. Published date 2022. That's not true. That's so not true. So I read this one. I rated it 3 stars. Didn't love it, but again, maybe it's because it was the novellas. Once I get maybe into the actual books, I will enjoy it more, but this one just wasn't. For me, it was okay. The first story, what was it? Heat of the Moment, didn't like that one. Heat of Passion and Heat of Storm, I like those ones better. I felt like the characters connected more than Heat of the Moment, but yeah. Next, I picked up The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Now, if you don't know this, you're probably living under a rock because this came out like forever ago and the movies are incredible. I love them. I've had these books for a very long time, but I just haven't read them. One day I was going to the beach and I was like, you know what? I want something different. I'm kind of over everything on my list. So I picked up The Maze Runner. I read it on the Kindle, but then I was reading the physical book. So this one is about Thomas, and he wakes up in a lift, and the only thing that he remembers is his name. He comes up out of this box, and he finds himself in this big open field. They call it the Glade, and it's where they've all been stuck. So out through the doors, it's like big giant walls. Out through the doors are mazes that they've been trying to get out of for years, and they just can't do it. And they call themselves the runners, who go out of the maze and try and come back. And they put it all together, like, how can we escape? Through the maze is the only way out. No one's ever made it out alive. No one's stayed out through there overnight. And Thomas comes in and he just exceeds everyone's expectations. And they're like, a lot of them don't trust him because they're like, why did everything change? Then all of a sudden a girl comes up, and she comes up with a note that says she's the last one ever. And they do not like that. They don't trust her. They don't trust him. And unlike her, she also remembers Thomas. She doesn't just remember her name. This book, I rated this book 3 stars. I think it was 3.5 stars, but obviously Goodreads does not have half. I thought it was good. I went through it very, very fast, but I'm excited for all the next ones. So those are to come. I don't think I'm going to read any in September. It's kind of going to be one of those series where I pick up kind of whenever. Next, I read Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This one follows Fox, which is Brendan's best friend, and I think first mate? I think he's his first. I think he's Brendan's first mate, but I could be wrong on that. And Hannah, Piper's sister. Fox and Hannah were friends in It Happened One Summer, but Brendan and Piper are like, yo, stay away from my sister. Like, you're a player. She's so sweet. She's working her job in film, and she's kind of like working her way up. She didn't want to just take her stepfather's name and get whatever she wanted just because. When she goes there to film this movie, she stays in with Fox in his apartment because the spare bedroom at Hannah's house is occupied by her in-laws. So they're like, yo, you gotta stay away from Hannah. She's too nice. You're gonna ruin her, blah, blah, blah. But none of them know how Fox really feels about her. So you hear a lot about them and why he's such a player and why he sees himself this way. I really did enjoy this one. I rated this one 4 stars. I thought it was really, really cute. I read It Happened One Summer a lot faster, so I feel like I like that one more, but I liked them both in different ways. So again, I really did enjoy this, but they were really cute. And finally, in the month of August, the last book that I read was A 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand. I absolutely ate this book up. I read this book, I think, in a total of 2 days. So 2.5 days, because I started it, I think, late. So maybe 3 days, whatever. So this book follows Hollis, and one morning she's fighting with her husband, and he's going away to do a conference, and he crashes his car and he dies. So wow, so her life is absolutely completely flipped upside down. She has this blog called Hungry with Hollis, and she has, I think it's millions of subscribers or followers or whatever they would call it. And she decides, that was in December, so I think it was December 15th that he crashed. She always goes to her house in Nantucket over the summer where she grew up. So this year she goes, but she decides to host this thing that she read about called the 5-Star Weekend, where she invites people from every section of her life, childhood friends to college friends to adult friends to new friends, so something all along those lines, and they spend 3 days together. Something that I really loved about this book is that it felt so real. Like, it wasn't dramatic, but the ending killed me. I did not agree, and if you read this book, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that wouldn't have been me. I couldn't have been as chill as her. That would just not have been me. So that's the only reason that this book got the rating that it got at the end. It was like 4.5 stars, but I absolutely love this book. And I was putting this book off because I've had it for a little bit, and I put it off. I just had it on my TBRs and I just wasn't reading it, but oh my god, I can't believe I put it off for so long, because I really did enjoy that book. On to all of the books that I want to read, and this is an ambitious one, right? So these are all the books that I want to read in September. So let's get going. Let's start with When True Love is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh my god, don't bend, don't bend, don't bend. Let's start with When True Love is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book follows Emma Blair. She marries her high school sweetheart, Jesse. They build a life for themselves far away from Massachusetts, far away from their families. They didn't want what their families wanted for them, so they are moving to Los Angeles. They're traveling the world together. Emma's a freelance writer, and Jesse is a production assistant on nature documentaries. They live their life to the fullest. They travel. They have a great time. Like, they're having the time of their lives. They love each other. They love life. They're living it. But on their first wedding anniversary, when Jesse is on an assignment in the Aleutian Islands, so by Alaska, his helicopter goes missing over the Pacific on their first wedding anniversary. And that's it. Jesse's gone forever. So Emma quits her job. She moves home in an effort to put her life back together. Now, years later, in her 30s, Emma runs into an old friend, Sam, and finds herself falling in love again. When Emma and Sam get engaged, it feels like Emma's second chance at happiness. That is, until Jesse is found. He's alive, and he's been trying to come home to her for all these years. Emma now has a husband and a fiance, but who is her one true love? So, I read this book already. I'm filming this video on September 4th. It's going to go up on September 6th, but I did finish this book already. I started it at the end of August, and I finished it on the 2nd. Oh my god, this one threw me through a loop. I cannot wait till my September wrap up for you to see my opinions on this. So I'm not even going to tell you my ratings, but like, I did read that one already. If my camera is in a different spot, I don't even know why I'm surprised that my camera battery was dying. I think my camera is just getting old, and it's just, things are just not working anymore. So again, I started this one already, King of Pride by Anne Huang, the second book in the Kings of Sin series. I'm not sure if / when the third book comes out. I think it's called King of Greed. Is that the first book? Why am I blanking? I'm so not good at this. Anyway, let's look it up. Anna Huang. I love her books, like the Twisted series. Love her. King of Wrath was the first book. King of Pride is the second book. And now King of Greed comes out October 24th. So, okay. So I'm not crazy. I'm not completely out of it. I was right. King of Greed. So obviously there will be 7 books. Oh, she has all 7 up on Goodreads. So King of Greed, King of Sloth, King of Envy, King of Gluttony, and King of Lust. Oh, I am so excited. I love her books. This one follows Isabella and Kai. So reserved, controlled, and proper to a fault, Kai Young has neither the time nor inclination for chaos, and Isabella, with her purple hair and inappropriate jokes, is chaos personified. With a crucial CEO vote looming and a media empire at stake, the billionaire heir can't afford the distraction she brings. Isabella's everything he shouldn't want, but with every look and every touch, he's tempted to break all his rules and claim her as his own. Bold, impulsive, and full of life, Isabella Valencia has never met a party she doesn't like or a man she couldn't charm, except for Kai Young. The man translates classics into Latin for fun, and his membership at the exclusive club where she bartends means he's strictly off limits. But she can't deny that beneath his cool exterior is a man who can make her melt with just a touch. No matter how hard they try, they can't resist giving in to their forbidden desires, even if it costs them everything. I'm liking it so far. I did really like King of Wrath, so I'm excited for this one. I want to read Unravel Me by Becca Mack. This is the third book in the Playing for Keeps hockey series. I loved the first two. Loved. I was so excited for my book buying ban to be done so that I could buy this. Golden Boy, notorious serial dater, the NHL's most eligible bachelor. That's what the headlines say about me, at least. I wish I could say they're not accurate, but truthfully, I don't even know who I am anymore. Between a soul-crushing ex-girlfriend and a never-ending queue of dates gone wrong, one thing has become glaringly obvious. I don't want to be Adam Walkwood. So when my dog decides to play matchmaker, taking down a sweet little thing with rose gold waves, brilliant green eyes, and a smile for days, I can't believe my luck that she doesn't have a clue who I am. I know I should tell her, but for once in my life, someone sees the man behind the goalie mask. Rose gives me all of her heartache, her laughter, and her son. But me, I'm holding on a little too tightly to the pieces I'm scared to give up, the pieces she might not like. One small lie becomes a secret hanging above my head, but what if there's another one hiding right around the corner? Suddenly, my deepest desire becomes my biggest fear. I'm terrified she's going to unravel me. I am so excited to read it. I haven't picked it up yet because I'm also scared that it's going to be over, and I don't know, obviously, when/if a next book is going to come out, but I can't wait. I'm so sad to read it, but I'm so excited to read it at the same time. Next, I want to read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is her Natural series. This is going to be my book club read for September. I don't know when this came out, but I absolutely love the Inheritance Game trilogy, so I also have The Brothers Hawthorne, but I'm not going to be reading that this month. Maybe I might pick it up, but I don't know. On to September's read. Let's not jump ahead. Cold cases are about to get hot. 17-year-old Cassie Hobbs, I'm going to say Hobbs, I'm going to pronounce her name like that, is a natural at reading people. Piecing together the tiniest details, she can tell you who you are and what you want, but it's not a skill that she's ever taken seriously. That is, until the FBI comes knocking. They've begun a classified program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases, and they need Cassie. But Cassie doesn't realize that there is more at risk than a few unsolved homicides, especially when she's sent to live with a group of teens whose gifts are as usual as her own. Soon it becomes clear that no one in the Naturals program is what they seem, and when a new killer strikes, danger looms close. Caught in a lethal game of cat and mouse with the killer, the Naturals are going to have to use all their gifts just to survive. Now this is like a mix between Criminal Minds and I don't remember what people are saying, but if you like Criminal Minds, like, apparently you're going to love this, so I'm super excited for this series. So that's my book club read for September. I'm excited for that one. I will probably end up reading that and ordering the next 3 books because it's The Naturals, then Killer Instinct, All In, and then Bad Blood, so I'm excited for that. I didn't know that she even wrote another series, but that was probably before the Inheritance Games, and I just had no clue. Next, I want to read Flawless by Elsie Silver. I do have all 4 books, so I want to get to them, but I want to just start with this book and not jump completely into a new series. I try to only do like 1 or 2 books from a series at a time during the month so I don't get sick of it. So this is the first book in that series. It's called Flawless. The rules were simple: keep my hands off his daughter and stay out of trouble. But now I'm stuck with her. There's only one bed, and well, rules are made to be broken. I'm the face of professional bull riding, the Golden Boy, or at least I was, until it all blew up in my face. Now my agent says I have to clean up my image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. But I don't need a goddamn babysitter, especially one with skin-tight jeans, a sexy smirk, and a mouth she can't stop running. A mouth I can't stop thinking about. Because Summer isn't just another conquest. She sees the man behind the mask, and when she doesn't run, she pulls me closer, even when she shouldn't. She says this means nothing. I say this means everything. She says there are boundaries we shouldn't cross, that my reputation can't take any more hits, and neither can her damaged heart. I say I'm going to steal it anyway. I'm excited for this one. I've seen so many good things about this one, but I'm excited for it. This is going to be a good series. I can just feel it. I probably will end up reading the second book, but I have a very, very ambitious TBR for this month, so let's see. Next, I want to continue in the field, is it the Field Party? Yeah. I want to continue with the Field Party books. So I started those last year. I think I started them last year. I have the whole series. I got them all, the rest of them for Christmas last year from my boyfriend. So I want to continue them since it's September, October. I want to finish the series by November. So since they're such quick, easy reads, I was like, I can definitely bang out 2 this month. So book number, I think this is 3. Book number 3 is called After the Game. Again, this book series is by Abby Glines. So 2 years ago, Riley Young fled from Lawton, Alabama after accusing the oldest Lawton son, Rhett, of something. She was called a liar by everyone, and she had no option but to leave. Now she's back, but she's not at Lawton High finishing up her senior year. She's at home raising the little girl no one ever believed was Rhett's. Rhett is off at college living the life he was afraid he'd lose with Riley's accusations, so Riley agrees to move back to Lawton so that she and her parents can care for her grandmother, who is suffering from Alzheimer's. But this town hasn't forgotten their hate for her, and she hasn't forgotten the way they turned on her when she needed them most. When town golden boy Brady Higgins finds Riley and her daughter Bryony, stranded on the side of the road in a storm, he pulls over and gives them a ride. Not because he cares about Riley, of course, but because of the kid. But after that simple car ride, he begins to question everything he thought he knew. Could Brady believe Riley and risk losing everything? I loved Brady. I thought he was so cute. I do remember that from the first 2 books, and I read them a while ago. Last year, and I think like last September or October, I read the first one, and then I read another one in like April or May, I think it was. So I do remember Brady being cute, so I'm excited for that one. After that, book number 4, again by Abby Glines in the Field Party series, is Losing the Field. This one is about Tallulah Lytle. Has been defined by her appearance for as long as she can remember. Overweight and insecure, she preferred to draw as little attention to herself as possible so no one could hurt her. The only boy who ever seemed to notice her was her longtime crush, Nash Lee. But when he laughs at a joke aimed at Tallulah on the last day of their junior year, Tallulah's love dissipates, and she becomes determined to lose weight, to no longer be an object of her classmates, and especially Nash's ridicule. Nash Lee has it all. He's a star on the football field and on track to have a carefree senior year. But when an accident leaves him with a permanent limp, all Nash's present and future plans are destroyed, leaving him bitter, angry, and unrecognizable from the person he used to be. Facing a new school year with her new body, Tallulah is out to seek revenge on Nash's cruelty. All does not go according to plan, though, and Tallulah and Nash unexpectedly find themselves falling for each other. But with all the pain resting in each of their hearts, can their love survive? I'm excited for this one. I do like them. They're easy, they're cute, and obviously they're football. They're young adults, so their font is like, you can't really see, but their font, there you go. Font is like giant, so these are going to be good. I'm excited for them. And finally, in September, I want to read Some Kind of Perfect by Kristen Beck-Rucci, which is the epilogue novel for the Addicted and Calloway Sisters series. This is a big one. This is a giant book, and the font is very, very small. I'm going to cry when I finish it. It is 727 pages. This is a book and a half. Like, this thing is ridiculous. Falling in Love was just the beginning, the conclusion to the epic 10-book series about the unbreakable strength of family, friendship, and love. Lily and Lo are back one final time, childhood best friends and soulmates. Rake and Daisy are back one final time, wild risk-takers and flirty adventurers. Con and Rose are back one final time, genius rivals and intellectual teammates. 10 years of laughter, of heartache, and love. It's gonna break my heart. I can't believe it's almost over. So that's sad, but I'm excited for it. Thank you so much for watching. Those were all of the books that I read in August and all of the books that I really want to read in September. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!